I will call the meeting to order. Yep, we have the agenda in front of us. Any, oh, Sonia must have slipped out, but that's okay. Anything on the agenda, just additions or revisions? Do you have anything since last week? I get, oh, Diane's in. Hi, Diane. Can I get a motion to accept the, all in favor? Unanimous. Minutes from last meeting. On review, anything?
Chair,
Horizon, yes, please.
thank you. I just noticed that on page 2 of the meeting minutes that under the chief of police monthly report, the third bullet should be sworn.
Oh, okay, thank you. Oh,
I wouldn't normally reference spelling, but as it is a keyword.
yeah, perfect. Any other things noticed in the minute? All right, we have a motion on the floor from Mr. Councilor Conant to accept as amended. All in favor? Passed. All right. We have then no presentations today, so we'll move straight into reports. The chief has attached his report to the agenda. And as usual, I would love to pass this to the chief to hit the highlights for us.
Good. Just on the highlights, the budget actual should be at 40% used. We're at 39%, so slightly under. A number of our revenues have not been recognized to date, but some of the billing was also not going in. So really in the area of budget, fine revenues substantially behind, but we are making it up in other areas. And the budget actual report is attached to your agenda package for your reference. As far as policy, we just continue to update on COVID health orders and regulations, and as everybody knows, we're moving into stage 2 of reopening, soon to stage 3. Hasn't really had any impact on the schools at this point. Also, in regards to vaccinations, about 75% of our board members and 60% of our support staff will receive their first COVID vaccination, and actually about 30% have been fully vaccinated to date. So hoping that we maintain the 75% or better for everyone getting both vaccinations. That definitely alleviates any concerns that we're attending calls for any kind of COVID, and we don't have to quarantine if we are close proximity. As far as operational activities, we have temporarily transferred our crime reduction team member over to patrol that assist with acting sergeant duties. This will probably be throughout the summer. As you know, we're in the hiring process as well, and 2 members currently in training. So once we get those members completely trained by the end of the summer, and hopefully 2 more bodies hired by fall, we'll be able to put positions. Did have a COVID anti-masking rally last month, and we just took a low-key approach, monitored that rally, and so it's actually participated wearing masks, surprisingly for an anti-masking rally. Yeah, but majority that weren't were maintaining their physical distancing. We didn't have any issues or things rising out of that. Whereas leadership activities, take a look and if you have any questions, I will go through all of those. On our fleet, we've had our struggles with getting vehicles in. To report previously, our new vehicles arrived. They've been outfitted and are operational. However, we had a vehicle that was out of service since January after a collision. We couldn't get a airbag module to get it operational, so actually we engaged our insurance company, got that vehicle written off, and they've agreed to buy a purchase replacement vehicles. We actually have purchased that replacement vehicle, but now are waiting 4 to 6 weeks for emergency equipment purchases to get installed, and then that vehicle will be operational. Because we can't get our typical police packages currently without having to wait about a year, that new vehicle will be unmarked, fully have full lights and emergency equipment. However, it'll be unmarked. And then we sent one of our other units 03 for repairs, and it was returned, but the mechanic shop got the plug-in, so it got driven for a night, and the engine was blown. So Ford actually replaced the engine on that unit at no cost to us. But it's due to be replaced next year. But since it has a new engine, we will not replace it. We'll extend the life that it built for at least a few years.
Which puts us back in our capital budget that was a little off, so that was heavy.
Yeah, hurt the mechanic shop more than us. So then our facility, our air conditioner and chiller failed. Actually, I guess 2 of the 3 chillers have been not operating properly for probably a couple of years. It was repaired. It's about $8,000 cost. Nothing's changed as far as our human resources and 2 individuals off on WCB.
Do you have any questions for the chief? I do. You sat in on some recruiting interviews. Who have you assigned the recruitment interviews to?
Oh, I was thinking that's sort of initially, but the recruitment issues. So all of the recruitment process, Sergeant Zenz looks after that, and he's on the official standards committee. So we're staying in compliance with all of those standards rules. So he has been overseeing that process, reviewing all the applications, and we have gotten 3 panel interviews. However, we're currently getting more applications in. So we do have a couple of potential candidates that we're moving through the process. We've got people scheduled for fitness testing and other procedural items. So hoping that hopefully by the end of July, we can move selections. We've got both experienced and non-experienced members in that role right now. So try to find the best fit for our organization and the community, some sort of connection community events as well. So we're making headway there. Actually, within that interviewing process, we're actually involving some of our other sergeants as well in the process so that they're getting experience and understanding the various components, and allows for some mentorship and training for others outside of Sergeant Sanders that oversees it. So moving along.
And then I had another question, which was, I saw you met with Brenda Vaughn on the key performance draft. How's it looking? And we were kind of excited about that process.
It's looking good. Actually, I'm going to defer to Diane for a bit on this one because all of them are wrapping up. I haven't seen Brenda's final report. Diane, maybe you could just update the commission on where that whole project is at.
Absolutely, thank you. So the key performance project is at the point where we're reviewing with the directors this coming Friday. We're going to be going through the whole report with Brenda and all of the directors, and we're going to narrow down all of the measurements, which ones we're going to select for our dashboard at that meeting. And then we're pretty much ready to finalize to go to council probably this summer for it in July or August.
So timing wise on that, Diane, I'll be on the meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
The rest of the directors, but for timing for Brenda to make a presentation to the commission, would you say, well, I guess we don't have a meeting in July. So
okay.
We could that be appropriate?
We could plan for August for sure.
And would that be
That'd be nice to hear. And I guess the reason for us as a commission is, we've been talking about how do we know if we've got right level of service? How do we judge it? How do we defend it? And so we're really kind of excited to hear what Mrs. Vaughn has put together. We'll try that for formality today.
and based on the drafts that have been put together, I think it looks good. I think it'll be valuable to commission and council as well. So excited to see what the pipeline so far does look good.
Thanks, Chief. Any other questions for the chief? Thanks, Diane, as well.
Where are we at? Sorry, Chief. Where are we at with the radio updates? Are we still on par to? I see you met with Prairie folks there to get quotes. What's the timeline for those?
Okay, so that's on 6.1.
Okay.
But I can speak to it now. Like, which actually the long and short is that we received a couple of quotes. I've spoke to Andrew, the IT manager. We're just going to go through a scoring process here over the next day or so, and then move forward with purchasing and acquiring that equipment. So I would suspect by potentially the August meeting, everything is in place.
Gotcha.
That's always subject to delivery time on anything IT related, which seems to be extended delays for anything that has computer components in it, but it's on its way.
All right, we'll move on. We've got the SRO report in our package. Did anything catch anyone's eye on this report? I know we saw in the chief's report that, and we've heard that they've selected a replacement SRO, and what our understanding was there's been an overlap in training starting.
No, actually, we did have an incident at one of the schools, and of course the SRO wasn't working. However, was aware of the complaint. We had full resources do some initial work on that, but we would follow it up with the complaint as well. But both Reuben and Constable Wills have been very active in the schools, so there's some good cross training going on, and I think visibility has been pretty good in all the schools between those two, and then we've also been beating up some craft initiatives And those were complaints received from schools, so we have engaged all our control resources to assist with that. So maybe more visibility with police cars in those school zones, and we'll continue that until the end of the school year.
Any questions on the SRO report? Welcome, Judy. We'll move on to the budget report then. The budget is in, as Chief reported, we are 39%, it looks like, which is about on target. You know, as usual, fine revenues are always delayed.
Looking at some of the revenues, even in general services, it looks quite low, but that large portion that coincides with our billing to alert. So that's done quarterly. So the next billing will occur on July 1st for that item. And then security clearances are actually coming up as well. So our monthly revenues are starting to be in line with what we were seeing pre-pandemic. So there'll be some catch up. Actually, on the building rental and lease, I believe at the last meeting I updated that we're negotiating 5-year renewal on the probation office, and that has been finalized. So it's really consistent for the next 5 years.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Chair. So when we say that we are 39% expended, correct?
Yes.
Is that 39% to June 9th?
No.
No, right? So June 1st?
So we're 3% under, but a lot of variables that are involved in that.
Yeah, because we were like 25%.
Any further questions on budget?
No further questions, but just, I'm not sure if somebody asked this before I tuned in, but the chief seems garbled a bit. I don't know if it's just me, if it's my laptop. I'm just asking if other people find him choppy and garbled when he talks.
It was the muffin, Judy. Do I sound better?
That sounds better. Yeah, maybe when you were looking down, maybe that's what it was too. Okay, just checking.
Yeah, it seems to be when he's looking down and not speaking a little bit louder, it does get hard to hear for sure. It's frustrating a bit.
Yeah, because I noticed Brad was kind of going like this, so I thought, oh, is he having a hard time hearing? So that's why I was checking. So
Good.
okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Bradley, Public Complaints Director. We haven't been sweeping you off your feet. It's on mute. Pardon me? I don't think he's talking there, he'd show up too. So, so we see on the included report that we haven't had any complaints since our last meeting to disclose.
And on that, I just sent him an email this morning. We received a quasi complaint or rant on our police email account. So we're just assessing that now, but I forwarded it for his awareness and we'll do an intake on that. Have further conversation.
Okay. My report is included, kind of a followed up on just completing the evaluation process that Commissioner Dykside organized for the chief. The chief and I did attend by city council by conference to present the annual report, and there was no questions, kind of it all went nice and smoothly. And then met with the chief on June 10th. Judy, any informal reports?
Nothing to report. I sent Jennifer a nothing to report comment, but I might have been a little late. So
Okay.
thank you.
Ruben.
My report is here. The only update I want to give is that the responsible alcohol consumption in parks bylaw was defeated by a vote of 4-3, so that will not be happening. Which I'm pleased to say, because I was the board that voted against it. I never quite understood that bylaw completely, but let's see that that did not pass. So you shouldn't have anybody giving you excuse from, well, I'm allowed to drink here. No, you're not allowed to drink here. So nothing changes as far as the services concerned. So that's
And also there was the BLT.
yeah, that's that was at our last meeting. That was the lowest motion that I brought forward to repeal the bylaw 244 that was brought in 1997 that got rid of. It was actually plebiscite into a vote that people did not want BLTs in their community at that time. It's been that way ever since. Brought forward a motion to repeal that. It's silly that those that play BLTs are leaving our community and supporting restaurants and others inside our community when they can spend that money here. So at any rate, we'll see if that has to go through readings too. But that was where it stays. I don't think it affects the service that much in any way, but
No, I don't see a large impact with that one. There's people with gambling addictions that they will have those wherever they can go. But usually those BLTs are given licensed premises where the activities are managed by licensee. So it does have a direct impact on us where we have to deal with many of those issues.
Can I have a question? Please, Chair. The responsible alcohol consumption in parks, is that similar to the ones that were approved in Edmonton and Calgary?
That's right.
yeah, starting with the provincial government, Mr. King. Top of there, Mr. King. Anyways, yeah, he changed that for provincial parks. I don't know the dates that the other municipalities are kind of following suit. And we attempted to look at that.
All right, Brad, I see you're back on. We read your report. Did you have anything else?
Nothing to report. No activity this month.
All right. Any further questions on reports? Then yes, Elaine.
Chair, I move the accept all reports.
Motion on the floor. All in favor? Unanimous. I'm voting for Judy, who's frozen. All right, we'll move on. So old business, the chief did talk in his report and in question and answer about the AFRAC that it's coming along, and you're pretty satisfied with the options and what we're able to do there.
Yeah.
Anything more to add or any further questions on the chief on AFRAC?
I could provide a little bit more information, but I would prefer to go in camera.
Okay.
So maybe when we go in camera, I can talk about the specific vendors and
Some of the legal
items
stuff.
that go along with that.
All right, then on a new business, we do need to form a budget committee. Every commission member is very welcome to be on the budget committee, so it can be the entire commission. We will be needing to meet in August, pre-August meeting, just to take a look at an initial draft to bring to our August meeting. Any who would like to be part of this commission meeting? Lane, Pam, Ruben, are you gonna do that? Judy, it looks like might be having some trouble, so we'll have to check in. And Sonia, I know that you generally let us take the lead on that because you've taken the lead on the evaluation. Is that fair? Did you? Okay. All right, and so then, and I will also be part of that. So Corey, Elaine, Cam, Ruben, and we'll check in with Judy to see if she'd like to be there. You're good, Edie? Okay. We will reach out and suggest a date. When we do have that meeting, it usually is a pretty big kind of 3-hour in-depth, let's go through it, but it's pretty important part of our role as a commission here in the city, so it's worth it.
Chair, just going for speaker.
Okay,
Me too.
okay, so not the first week of August. And I'm hoping to be gone sometime in a couple of weeks. So how about the second week of August or third? We'll take a look. Okay.
Everybody's.
We'll see what we can do. Yeah, all of us are hoping. If that border opens, there's a place I need to visit.
But with that, the city's opened up the festival program for me to start inputting budget data. So I'll start working on that. And once I get even a draft product, I can circulate that electronically so that everybody can review it and then schedule a meeting after that point.
That could help shorten some meeting time too then.
And I'm hoping within this budget process that we aren't asking for anything extra. It's just going to be observed increases in whatever area we have, but I don't think we're going to the table asking for anything extra whatsoever. And our human resource plan as well is status quo, which we'll review during that budget process. But with that plan, not adding any additional resources, that there shouldn't be any significant budgetary impacts or requests that would add extra dollars.
Chair.
Yes.
Judy's thought.
Pardon me?
Judy's thought.
Oh, she's thought, sorry. Hi, Judy. We were just forming the budget committee. Would you like to participate on that committee this year?
Sure I can. Sorry, I lost internet connection. I don't know what happened.
No problem. You were being very, very quiet.
That's unusual.
All right, so item 7.2 on our agenda. We have had official confirmation that Chief Lauren Bloomhagen of the Lacombe Police Service has been welcomed as a member of the Order of Merit of the Police Forces by the Governor General's office. So congratulations.
Woohoo!
There's, I think, more, yes. And good job, Judy, for all the work you did putting it together. So I'm really excited for that. That's just an excellent honor for the chief, and I think we'll hear more. So far, the chief has had to respond with a questionnaire of information. The last time I inquired about it, there was no Governor General, and I don't believe there is one still, but somehow things must be moving. And so we'll have to see what happens in terms of presentation of the distinction as well. So.
Yeah, so thank you very much for that. Very much an honor. There's supposed to be some package coming in the next little while, and then induction ceremony at some point. So I don't know what that looks like, but thank you. And when I get any more information, I will bring it to your attention. Very honored.
Do you have the PowerPoint?
It's
None
that's
of
one
that
the things
yet.
coming in the mail. So,
Yeah, so this is just the initial.
You will show it to us.
yes, yes.
Okay, for information in the electronic package, I asked Jennifer not to print it, but we will print it if you prefer. There was the Alberta Law Enforcement Review Board annual report. Of course, we were involved with the LERB this past session just with one complaint that led to the LERB, and we all learned a few lessons here and there, including make sure your camera's off. And But just reading through it, there's a lot of stuff in there, but they do at least have an overview of the LERB that's worth just checking out, just to kind of remind you of what their role is for us. And it does talk a little bit, kind of reminding us what the chief's role is with them on disciplinary proceedings. And that's on page 33 of our package, but 11 of the actual annual report. Did anyone have any questions or things that they thought we should draw our attention to from this report?
One of the learning lessons that I think I got out of this and for the commission is with that particular complaint, it very well could have, or probably should have been dealt with as a frivolous and vexatious complaint right from the beginning. And my course of action should have been to bring that to the commission and have the commission deem it as frivolous and vexation and dispose of it that way. There's still an opportunity for appeal through that process, but it reduces the number of options that somebody has moving forward. It wouldn't help with some of the other civil proceedings and those types of things that came after, but it would have expedited things at the front end. So in the future with complaints, if they look like they're frivolous and vexatious, the one that I forwarded to the PC this morning looks like that could very well be the case. That I would bring those to the commission to deal with instead of opening up the appeal mechanism.
And that is just in that one summary sheet, it does talk a little bit about the options, and they highlighted that the chief made this complaint. So we'll keep an eye on that, and it's just a part of our process that it's hard to keep all the details straight, but definitely it's good to learn new things. All right. Then if there are no further questions on that report, we'll move on to item 9 in our agenda. Diane, did you have anything else that you wanted to bring to the attention of the commission before we go in camera?
I don't. I'm really good. Thank you so much. And I will depart right now. You guys have a great day.
Thank you very much. Can I have someone make a motion to go in camera? Cam? All in favor? 9:38 or 9:33, and so our streaming does need to end.
Matt, you'll end the streaming?
You can just bring that up. Or two little dots in.